Hey guys, Rich from Richmond Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, another Star Wars Shatterpoint video, and I'm really excited because everything that I've got, I went down and picked it up yesterday, so I've got all of my Shatterpoint stuff. Now I've also got Quinn sat in the office as well, waiting for him to come and collect. But one thing I was really excited about was getting my hands on the Padawan Ahsoka Tano, the early release box. It comes in, it's a single character pack, the only single character pack that we've had or has even been announced so far. This is going to be available to everyone that didn't manage to get it. They are limited, so this is going to be available in a future purchase. I think it's in Kit Fisto's box, I want to say. So even if you don't get it now, you're going to have the chance to get your hands on it in the not too distant future, so don't worry too much. But we're going to open this up, take a look, build her up, and see what we think of Padawan Ahsoka Tano. Before we do that, guys, a quick reminder that we do have a giveaway happening on the channel at the moment, and all you need to do to be with a chance to win the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader diorama pack is make sure that you've subscribed to the channel. That's the only thing you need to do. Now, a little precursor to that is I am going to be picking a random subscriber, so a subscriber at random. So you need to make sure that your subscription is public. If I can't see it, then I can't put your name in the hat to basically pick it out. So that's the only thing you need to do. And we're going to be doing the draw the moment we hit 5,000 subscribers, which we're really close to doing now. So we're really trying to push. So if you could hit that subscribe button, it would be really appreciated. But let's jump over to the camera and take a look at Padawan Ahsoka Tano. Okay guys, so here we go. This is the Padawan Ahsoka Tano early release. As you can see there, it's going to come with all of the languages. We don't actually get any blurb on her. Usually with the AMG packs you do get a little bit of blurb, but maybe that's because it is an early release sort of promotional pack. So let's open her up. Let's see what she looks like. I have managed to have or play a couple of games with her so far. She is a secondary unit, and because of the strike team and squad building rules in this game, you're not going to be able to use Padawan Ahsoka Tano alongside normal Ahsoka Tano or the Jedi No More version, just because that's the way that the game works. So let's start by taking a look at her cards and see what we get in here. Now, I get that it maybe makes distribution a little bit easier, but look at how many cards we have here for this character. So we've got the English version, which is the version that we're going to look at. So every character in this game comes with 3 cards, but we've also got every other version here as well, which I've had a go at AMG in the past for not, for using too much cardboard and things like that in their boxes. This feels silly to me. This feels a little bit silly having all of these cards in here. What I will say is, if these are any of your languages, so let me know if these are any of your languages and you want me to send you these cards, reach out, let me know. Happy to send these out as long as you guys pay for the postage wherever you are in the world. So I think we're going to have, I love how they cross that, so it's English American. So we've got English, we've also got French, German, Spanish and Polish, I think that is. So we've got those versions. So first 4 people that message me I'll send them a copy of this, and you can at least have the cards and you can try and use the original Ahsoka. I'm sure your opponents won't mind. But let's take a look at her card then. So Padawan Ahsoka Tano, she's got a really nice ratio ability. This is going to be her tactics, so you're going to use this at the beginning of her turn. She's got a tactic because it shows you there on her order card. At the start of this unit activation, choose an Allied Galactic Republic unit or an Allied Jedi primary. So it's got to be a primary unit that does this. 1 character in the chosen unit may dash. So really nice to get some early movement going on there. Then we've got She is Fearless. This is going to be an active ability costing 1 force power. Each character in this unit may jump. This unit may use this ability twice during its activation instead of the normal one. So very much like the Dathomirian dexterity that we got on a Sarge's card. Deflect, it's going to be costing 0 at first, but remember that when she does gain a wound token, that will go up by 1. So it's the normal deflect rule, so if it's a range attack and they've got a failure, that unit's going to suffer 2. And then getting ahead of yourself again snips. After an allied galactic supporting unit within 3 makes a combat action, this unit may use this ability. One character in this unit may jump, then may make a 5 dice attack, targeting one of the same enemy characters within range and line of sight. That's going to have to be range 2, because as we'll see in a second from her card, she doesn't have any ranged abilities there. She's a Force user, she's Galactic Republic, she's Jedi, so she's got the Jedi tag, even though she's only a Padawan, but I gather that makes sense. She's going to have 8 stamina, and she's going to have 8 durability. And we can see there that she's going to cost 4 points, so she's going to slip in really, really easily into any of the squads that you can already build out there. She doesn't bring any force power. We still don't have a secondary unit that brings a force power. And we can see there, Padawan Ahsoka Tano, but the key thing here that we're looking at is that Ahsoka Tano tag. So if you have this character with an Ahsoka Tano tag in your strike team, you can't then take another Ahsoka Tano, which makes sense. These are not clones. Secondary unit, and we can see there that there is 1 character in this unit. And then lastly, let's take a look at her Jia Kai. She has got 2 tracks that she can move along. She's going to bring 5 range defense, and she's going to bring 5 melee defense and 7 melee attack. Pretty decent lightsabers there. So 1 to 3 is going to give you 2 strikes. 4 is going to give you 2 crits, which is really, really nice. And then 5 expertise is going to give you 2 crits and 1 strike. Acrobatics is okay. You can't expect to see dice manipulation on a primary character, sorry, on a secondary character. I keep saying primary, on a secondary character, but there's a track there. She's dishing out quite a few conditions. She's got a couple of shoves in there. She's got a couple of heals in there as well, which is nice, but quite a bit of movement. So between those shoves, the jump, reposition of 2, which is really, really nice. I can see most people trying to go down this bottom track to get that reposition, because she is quite nimble. She is going to be moving about a lot. So let's put these to one side, and then let's take a look at the actual model itself. So it's a single sprue if we don't count the base itself. They have changed the way that they do the bases at AMG for the Shatterpoint stuff over the MCP. I quite like it. You sort of get these individual round things. They could actually be really good. Like, if you trim them down, you can use them on scenery and things like that quite nicely. Instructions are out for her, I believe. I'd have to double check actually. I don't actually know if they are out for her yet. They sometimes don't bother releasing the instructions until the official release, which we've managed to get this a couple of days early, which I'm not complaining about, and I'm sure you guys won't either, because it means you do get to see it a little bit earlier. Now, I am just clipping these off. I am going to put her together just on this video right now, because there isn't much to do, but she's fairly straightforward. She doesn't really, you're not really going to need to look at any instructions to work out how this goes. One thing I will say is be very careful with the lightsabers. The lightsabers are very, very thin on these characters. And I know I've left some little marks on here. Before I prime her up, I will obviously get rid of all those little cut marks, and I'll get rid of any mode lines and things like that as well. But I just thought we'd put her together real quick so we could get a better look. So that's all she is. So not including the base, we've got essentially 2 pieces front and back, 2 pieces for a head, 2 arms, 2 legs. So 2, 4, 6, only 8 pieces in total. So not a lot at all. AMG have got a lot better when it comes to actually building and sculpting minis now. If anyone ever remembers the original Let's just zoom in ever so slightly here so you guys get a better view. If everyone remembers the MCP core box, I mean, that thing was an absolute nightmare. And some of the early releases from AMG, they were still very, very good sculpts. They just came in so many parts. Let's get this the right way around. And again, guys, I will be tidying all this up before I get her on the for the painting block. I'm using Tamiya cement for this. These are hard plastic. They come on a sprue. You really want to be using a plastic glue for this. I prefer the Tamiya cement. I actually prefer the thin cement, but I've run out building the Leodis core box. But Tamiya cement's just as good. But you really want to be using cement, or poly cement. And the reason why is, let's just double check how this goes together. I think it's just going to be like so, yeah. And the reason why is it binds the two pieces together. So it's actually melting the plastic and it then fuses them together. It's going to give you a much, much stronger bond than you would ever get with super glue. Now, because these are all on a sprue, general rule of thumb is if it's on a sprue, use plastic glue. So would definitely recommend, if you don't have it, getting yourself some ready for the core box. And I would also highly, highly recommend the Tamiya. Like I say, it's very, very good. And it will attach to bases as well. Now, I'm not going to attach her to the base purely because I like to paint all the bases up separately. But you can see how easy she's going together. I am rushing a little bit here, but you can see how easy she goes together. Let's just finish off with the arms. Let's have a look. That's going to be the right arm even. So no real sub-assembly needed for this one. It's you know, everything's going to be very, very easy to get to from a painting perspective. I have found some of the clones and things in the core box. I do like to sub-assemble. I think it just helps, especially getting those blue markings on where the guns are and things on the chest. It does help a little bit. Just build this up here and she is going to be done. I do like the pose. I really, really do like the pose. I think it looks really cool. As I mentioned, guys, I will be tidying it up. We're not putting it on the base yet because I'll be painting this up separately. But yeah, there we go. That is Ahsoka Tano. Let's jump over to the other camera and give you my thoughts on what she's like as a character, and also to remind you of that giveaway that we have got going at the moment. I'd like to take a minute to thank the brand new sponsor of the channel, Leodis Games. Leodis are a great local gaming store in West Yorkshire. They stock all of your favourite MCP and Shatterpoint products, plus a huge range of other gaming systems. They also have an awesome gaming space where weekly events are held. We've already been running our MCP League that's coming into its 4th season. We've hosted a number of MCP events and we'll be doing so for Shatterpoint as well. So hopefully we can see you guys there at some of the events in the future. There'll be a link down in the description below, and if you're looking for a place to get all of your hobbying purchases at a great price, then look no further than Leodis Games. Okay guys, so there we go, Padawan Ahsoka Tano. That's what you get in the box. There's not a whole lot, but I thought I'd put this quick video together anyway. I have played with her a couple of times now, and I've got to say, I absolutely love this version of Ahsoka. I really like the fact that they're doing multiple characters. Multiple versions of the same character, but that fulfill different roles. So we've got 2 versions of Ahsoka now, one primary, one secondary. I'd really like to see a secondary Asajj, for example, that you can run alongside a Dooku maybe. We already know that we're going to get a secondary Obi-Wan, so the Obi-Wan that comes in the diorama pack that I mentioned that we are giving away as well. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but we are giving that away. So yeah, we've got multiple versions of a couple of characters already. And I really do like that. I like the fact that It's going to give you some thematic flexibility when it comes to building these squads, because people do want to run certain characters alongside each other. You know, they want to take Ahsoka out with Anakin, for example. And with this pack, you are absolutely able to do that. So I really, really do like that. Big shout out to Leodis Games, the sponsor of the channel. There'll be a link down in the description below where you can go and find an offer that they've got at the moment, where I think if you spend £50, you get a £5 voucher. So nice little extra. That's on top of any normal discount that you would get anyway. We're also going to be running some games down at Leodis as well. So if you are in the area, make sure to go and check that out. And we do have our second Shatterpoint event that's already happening. It's going to be kicking off on Sunday. It's going to be run completely on TTS. I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can go and sign up to play that. It's completely free to play. It's a way of being able to get some games in outside of the sort of normal gaming stores. Yeah, go check that out as well. If you could leave a like on the video, guys, it would really, really help. As I mentioned, you want to hit that subscribe button to make sure you're in with a chance to win that diorama pack. If you want to support the channel even further, we do have our Patreon up and running. There'll be a link down in the description below. From as little as £1 a month, you can help support the channel. And make sure you head over to the Savage Lands Discord as well. And we are going to be, guys, let's announce it on this video. Well, we are going to be doing a bi-weekly Star Wars Shatterpoint podcast. And for the first time ever, it's going to be live on YouTube, but then it will be available on Spotify and anywhere else where you consume your podcasts. The name is... We're not going to reveal the name yet. We'll be doing a full announcement about that early next week. But make sure you check that out as well. And as always, guys, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, may the Force be with you.